I mean, when did you arrive? Like,
I got here at 8 this morning.
you know where we are now. I almost missed this. I couldn't find. It's so visibility's so low. I almost missed the exit. And then the road leading off of onto Westchester Avenue. Westchester Avenue is a disaster area.
Oh yeah, I know, it's terrible. Hey everybody, hang on one second. Let's. We're just kind of getting ready here. Joe, get in the shot. Show fast. All right, folks, it's meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Now I'm back inside my warm studio. I got to tell you, Joe. Meteorologist Joe Rayo here. Joe just drove in from Putnam County. We're north of, which is further north, just north of New York City, and we're in southern Westchester County. And some of you may have seen my live stream outside. It's so cold. Not only did my hands feel like they froze, but my phone froze. Oh, my battery went from over 95% to 0. And I didn't even realize it because, oftentimes your phone overheats. Right. But of course, you're still on a flip phone anyway. So,
well, let me just tell everybody, because I just got in here about 10 minutes ago. It is hellacious out there. You do not want to try to travel. I decided. Well, of course, naturally, being one of the forecasters here, you want to be in here as soon as possible. I normally don't get in here until around 2 o'clock. But I said I gotta go. Well, let me tell you, that may have been a mistake. The roads are just horrible. Even on the interstate highway 287, I would, on a scale of 0 to 10, I would give it maybe a 5.5.
Yeah.
It's very bad. And I almost missed. I was telling Joe just a few minutes ago. I almost missed the exit coming here. Our exit off of 287, you can't see it because the visibility is so low, and even the building you can't see.
It's white out. It's absolutely white out. You got your wish today. I'm going to pull up the satellite loop because we were talking about this last night.
Did we get the eye?
We got the eye, guy. Let's. I'll bring it up full screen here on the visible, and you can see it right there. Look at that.
You go.
Amazing, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
By the way,
a snow hurricane, folks.
Those of you who have been on here for the last on my YouTube channel here for the last 5 or 6 days know the struggles that we were having with respect to how models were handling this. And at the end of the day, this is truly, from a meteorological perspective, this is just an absolute marvel.
Absolutely, it's and I've been getting reports also, at least coming in, monitoring radio stations on the way in, that people in parts of the area have been hearing thunder and seeing lightning, and that was also anticipated. The benchmark of a very, very intense storm, lightning, thunder, and here, it doesn't happen with every winter storm. Only a handful, and we knew from last night, seeing how the barometric pressures were going to drop so low, akin to a major hurricane in the middle of the summertime. Well, there you go, folks, right there, right before your eyes on the time lapse. Right. There's the eye.
The radar echoes are still backing in from off the ocean. When I woke up this morning a little bit before 7 a.m., the back edge of the snow, the western edge of the snow was only just inland of the New Jersey coast. And, for a brief moment, I got a little concerned. I could see all the solid echoes offshore, but then right after that, just literally within 20 or 30 minutes, the echoes just exploded back westward. And I'll put up the latest radar loop, and we can see we're still getting the darker greens. Probably where snowfall rates are running at least, I would say, 2 to 3 inches an hour. And you can see some of the yellows that are showing up. That's probably where there's some thunder snows going on. Looks like there's a batch right off the New Jersey, right along coastal New Jersey right at this moment, as we're getting close to the noontime hour. At the very beginning of the loop, Joe, you can see the thunderstorm that moved over Suffolk County.
Right.
Because I had a number of reports from friends of mine that, there was thunder snow there. The back edge, back to about northwestern New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania to just west of Philadelphia. So it kind of played out a bit more bullish than what the models had.
Yeah, and that means that what we were talking about, or at least what I was talking about yesterday, at least for the Hudson Valley, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. would be the prime time for the heaviest activity. We may have to extend that perhaps for another hour or two beyond that, but certainly we're still thinking that the worst of it is going to be behind us by sundown. And then, as I said yesterday, folks, to me, this is not the worst part. The worst part is now coming for tonight, tomorrow, on into the start of the weekend. The bitter cold winds, which are going to be unrelenting, the hanging over my head where I am. I have NYSEG service, and hanging over my head, at least, like the sword of Damocles, is the worrisome thought of losing power, because those winds are going to be fierce right on through into Saturday, creating bitter, if not brutally cold wind chills. I'm sure now we're going to start seeing the wind chill advisories and warnings going up, even in parts of the tri-state area, New York, Long Island, Connecticut. We've seen them in portions of the Hudson Valley. But this is going to be, I mean, we'll be done with the snow by the end of the day or this evening. We're not going to be done with the cold and the wind, though, until well into the upcoming weekend.
One of the things that the NAM model, those of you who were with us last night when we were live streaming the NAM model as it was coming out, one of the things that the NAM model was wrong on was the fact that after about 12 noon last night, the NAM rapidly ate up all the snow on the west side with cold, dry air. That is not going to be happening. If we look at the presentation on the radar, certainly no signs of that happening. And I have the RGEM model here, and I want to go back to the cold in just a second, but just to show everybody on the model representation this afternoon on the RGEM, I'm going to bring it up first off to the close to the present time. So we're at 1 o'clock. to 3 o'clock. It's all, now, you can see how the back edge of, even though this snow is lighter, obviously you don't get into those dark blue bands. The heavier snow bands start to pull away to the east, but we still have snow here until late afternoon or evening. So that eating up of the afternoon precipitation on the NAM was a bit premature, and I think that's why we're kind of seeing these snow amounts going to be skewed up just a little bit.
That's difficult. Well, when we get the snow measurements, I haven't had a chance because, like I said, I've just gotten in here, and I'm sure people have already started measuring. But how do you measure something like what we have? It's like being out in the desert, for God's sake.
You can't.
Parts of my driveway had no snow at all. The other parts had a drift of a foot or two. So it's going to be difficult to get a straight line measurement as to just how much snow is actually out there.
Now, look at these temperatures. Again, I'm staying with the RGEM model because I think this has a better representation of what the temperatures are going to be. This is at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. The whitish areas are all temperatures in the single digits to near zero. We're going to be down close to zero in a lot of places here tomorrow morning, which means that the daytime temperature is probably not going to get out of the single digits in most locations. And you can see as I loop the temperature, the 2-meter temperature on the RGEM, it doesn't. You're lucky if somebody gets back to 10, and that means that Saturday morning we're going to see a lot of below zero readings. These are actual air temperatures and not wind chill.
Right.
Brutal.
Right. So it's going to be tough for the next few days, and then I haven't even, again, as I said last night, and so did you, I really haven't started concentrating on what we may be looking at for Monday and Tuesday, because this whole thing is right in front of us right now. So we'll take it one step at a time, but it is just bad out there. And again, if you're hearing my voice, take it from somebody who just came in from traveling from Putnam County, just north of the Westchester line, all the way down here to Rye Brook near the Sound Shore. It is insanity. It is insanity. Actually, I had almost the whole Taconic Parkway to myself.
Amazing.
It's just unbelievable.
Snow amounts, just in terms of the forecast, just showing the Weather Service amounts, basically going, up to a foot across Long Island and across coastal Connecticut south of Route 84, maybe a little bit less as you head up toward northwestern Connecticut, 6 to 8 inches for Danbury, White Plains 6 to 8 in the northeastern New Jersey and around New York City. I think everybody's going to probably finish closer to the high end of these numbers than the low end. And I'll just bring up New Jersey really fast, and we could take a look at New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. Again, thinking that much of the area is going to finish closer to the high end than the low end, maybe middle range. These ranges that you see here across eastern Pennsylvania and on up into northwestern New Jersey, I think those ranges are pretty good with what's on the radar. You'll finish on the middle to high end for the most part. And then after that, we've got this really, this brutal cold that we're going to have to deal with. And I, too, have not really looked, nor do I, at this moment, I don't care to look. Actually, the one thing I'm looking for is us. As we seem to have disappeared again. All right, let me shrink everything up.
We're there somewhere.
We're here somewhere in these Brady Bunch boxes I have. I got to do some house cleaning. Nope. Apparently, I've lost everybody. So you know what? I'll bring the satellite loop up, get it really, really tight. We'll say a quick goodbye as we as we watch this blizzard of 2018, this cyclone bomb, as it's been called, moves along, and it's almost got a pressure of a Category 3 hurricane.
It's incredible, and I hope, although there's no guarantee in my saying this or whatever, but I hope this is the one and only blizzard. Of course, last year we had two. In February we had one on the 9th, and then we had another one on the 13th. But I can only do one blizzard this year.
Yeah.
This is it. I hope that from here on that we'll just be looking at snowfalls of considerably less magnitude. And in terms of cold, I hope that this might be the coldest that we'll see this winter. But again, climatologically, the coldest part of the year is still ahead of us in late January and early February. Now you want to consider what may be down the road that
Yeah,
far.
I agree. All right, folks, we'll see you later. I'll probably do my usual 6 o'clock Eastern time live stream, and we'll go over everything and look ahead to what the weekend or next week will bring. Thanks for being here. If you don't have to travel today, don't. Just take it easy. Spend it indoors. Light the fireplace if you have one. Hot chocolate. And stay safe and use some common sense here. These are brutal conditions that we're dealing with.
Absolutely.
All right, have a great day, everybody.